welcome to the podcast.
Right on, man. Thank you for having me, bro.
Yeah. So the other day we tried to connect and we actually conversed over the phone, and my computer ate the audio. I was all excited. I was like, "Oh, cool! That was easy." And then I went back and I was editing it. And when I was in the middle of editing it, and all I was doing was touching up the audio, so it doesn't sound so. Sometimes over the phone you get those high pitches and you get really lows. So I was just equalizing the sound. That's all I was doing. And poof, it just disappeared.
Gone, huh?
Yeah. I was like, no.
Oh man, yeah. It's okay though, I'm down to do this as many times as we can. So.
Awesome, I appreciate it. Yeah, you probably already know about when audio disappears and the problem with recording, being in a band.
Yeah, absolutely. or lack of audio. We played a show Friday over at the skate park, and I couldn't hear nothing.
Oh, everything
that
feedback.
I was playing. Yeah, the monitor where I was at absolutely did not give me nothing. So what I was basically going on was just what I remember from practice, So I know all about audio, bro.
Yeah. So when you're you're the drummer of Narbona. Let's backtrack here a little bit, right?
Okay. Yeah, I am.
Okay, so tell me about who you are, your role in the band, a little bit about yourself.
My name is Stewart Billie. I am the drummer of Narbona. I am I'm the leader of Narbona. My sons, Lestat Billie is the singer and guitarist, and my youngest son, Unity Billie, is the bassist and vocalist. And we have a rhythm guitarist named Zane Smith, or Sam from Coyote Canyon. So.
Okay. So you just recently got the fourth guy, right?
Yeah, we just got him in March, man.
Okay.
He's barely started jamming out with us since March. So.
Why did you need to bring somebody else in?
For dynamics, playing as a 3-piece, it's amazing. We're pretty tight as a unit, but sometimes you need that rhythm section to vibe, and then have your lead section to go up and down. You needed to bring some energy in there. So he brought that. And that's why we brought him on.
So is it mostly for live shows, or is it in the recording that you mean?
It's in the recording, both. We brought him in there. When we recorded Dark Wind over with Doghouse Media, he was there to record all the rhythm tracks.
Oh, okay. So he's actually been there, an integral part of the band then.
Oh yeah. If you're a part of the band, man, you're gonna get to work as soon as possible.
Yeah. So, being Navajo and naming your band Narbona, what was the thought process behind that?
Native pride.
Okay.
Having some pride in who we are as a people. Mm-hmm. Obviously, if you look around the Navajo Nation with all the Rez bands that are around here, none of them are really native. It's actually the opposite of it.
The native bands?
Yeah, a lot of these Rez bands here. There's not really a huge following for what's native. For us, it's about singing about our people, singing about our culture, singing about our warriors, singing about our ancestors, singing about our family groups, our clans. Anything that has to do with us being Navajo.
Okay, so let me touch on that real quick because race is super important to Navajo people, right? Because I'm half Spanish and half Navajo, right? And I grew up born and raised in Shiprock by way of Little Water, and this is one of the things that I've tackled a lot, and I've told people over the years, like, look, I'm not trying to be a dick when I say this, or trying to be a racist or whatever, but it's the same thing that you just now said, that there's a lot of non-natives doing native things. So I just want to dig in a little bit on what you mean. Do you mean that there's a lot of non-natives, like genetically in bands, or that a lot of these native bands are doing quote unquote non-native things? I just want to figure out where your mentality is at.
No. Yeah, I'm talking about native bands doing the opposite. Of really diving into the culture. Diving into Narbona. I mean, you and I both know who Narbona is, but for this next generation of people, next generation of kids, they have no idea.
Right.
They have no idea who Narbona is, who he was, where he lived, where he came from, the people that he was involved with, you know, and what what transpired after his murder. You know, so for us, it's like we try to sing about things we know.
Okay.
We try to talk about things we know. You know, I've had an interview 3 weeks ago. It kind of went the other way, and the person was looking for more of a political band. You know, they were looking for us as Narbona to be a straight up political band like Rage Against the Machine. You know, anti this, anti that, and
yeah.
I didn't think they knew what it was like to actually live on the reservation and the struggles of being on the reservation.
Right.
You know, everybody wants to talk about the fight. They want to talk about being in there, but what about the communities?
Right.
What about the communities on the Navajo Nation? What about the traditional way of living? What about the ceremonies? What about learning how to work with the land? What about learning to work with your own people? You know, that's one thing that we're all about.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, in that way, that's what I'm talking about. You know, I'm not saying on a racial level. I'm just saying that,
right.
You know, as Navajo people, you know, you would think that a lot of us would be singing about Navajo things, you know, and that's the opposite. You know, so that's where we come from. And that's what, when I started this band, it was about being proud of who we are as a Navajo people, being proud of where we come from, being proud of our area, you know. That was the main thing, man.
What area are you guys from exactly?
A place called Nahadishkish by Crown Point. Dalton Pass. I grew up in Gallup.
Okay.
I grew up in Gallup most of my life. I grew up in I grew up in Gallup, but probably into like my teens, and then I moved around from Grants, Albuquerque, Taos. You know, moved around New Mexico a bit.
Okay. So, when so a few weeks ago you talked on this podcast. You can name it or not. I'll leave that up to you. What were they trying? Did you feel like they were trying to dig out of you like a political aspect, like they were really digging in, like trying to get something political out of you, or?
Oh yeah, I mean, it started going that direction.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we were talking, and she was like, "What inspires you?" And I was like, "My kids."
Right.
You know, my kids inspire me. The where we live on our land inspires me. Learning to work with the land and being a farmer, learning to farm, you know, inspires me. And she was leaning towards, well, you know, what about AIM? What about this? What about this and this? And it's like, yeah, great. They you know, they assisted. They had a presence throughout the reservations throughout America. I mean, they had an impact. You know what I'm saying? But I'm not going in that direction. You know, and then she looked at us and then kind of was like, well, I was kind of thinking it was a little more than a bunch of.
Oh, you're cutting out.
Finding some purpose. You know, a lot of the songs we sing about is about an individual who's lost himself
mm-hmm.
and trying to rebuild himself into an individual that can come back and save his family. And not just saving them with money, but saving them with intelligence and wisdom and helping them grow and become business people and artisans and people who are going to be in these communities that everybody else has forgotten, you know?
Mm-hmm. So your music. So this is the thing about metal, right? A lot of times people, because I make all kind of music. I'm a studio artist. I love all types of music. I make hip hop. I'll make some beach vibey, Swayze type stuff, and then like 3 hours later, I'll be making some death guttural stuff. I got, you know, I love music. And when people ask me like, what come you don't make one specific genre? Like they've asked me over the years, or like, oh, you're fake because you do this and you do that. I'm like, you're fake because you're fucking retarded. Music is music.
You're a gatekeeper.
Yeah.
You're a gatekeeper.
So when I make when I've made music over the years, especially like some years back, I released a thing called I was just monkeying around with stuff, and I called it Native American Death Metal compilation. It's just a bunch of songs I threw together. There's a song called "Butchered in the Cradle Board" and some other stuff, right?
Oh yeah,
and
metal as fuck, dude.
yeah. And that's what I wanted. I wanted like I always loved that Butchered at Birth, Cannibal Corpse type stuff. Like the way the bass sounded in Cannibal Corpse, it always fucking like just the way everything would vibe, and I was like, fucking, this is bad. So when I made that, I was thinking about it. Now it sounds like shit, but fucking, it was fun to do. But when people hear stuff like that, or when they hear metal, they always assume, and I always heard over the years, like, that's indie music, or all they sing about is death. That is true on some aspect. I just talked about making a song called "Butchered in a Cradle Board," but the song that song in particular was talking to me. It was my way of saying that you're killing off your tribe, your people, with your pussy. Like right now, the Navajo tribe, the blood quantum got lowered to 25% a few years back, and so I'm very concerned about the racial aspect of the native stuff, because people give me hate. People fucking are racist as fuck towards me. I'll sit in a peyote meeting and I'll hear fucking nonsense from people who I don't speak fluent Navajo, but I know enough to know fucking when people are talking about that fucking Nakai.
Yeah.
And it's very important to talk about the racial aspect in my point of view. But I also think that with what you're doing, or what you're talking about with music, talking about having a positive edge, but sounding scary as fuck, right? How do you make the two complement one another? The positive with that hardcore edge.
Probably because that's who I am, man. I'm one of the nicest guys you can meet, but I can also be one of the fiercest people you meet.
Right.
I grew up in Gallup. I grew up in the poor parts of Gallup. I grew up dirt poor. I've been in prison. I've been locked up most of my life. I dealt with drug addiction and alcohol addiction. So to me, honestly, heavy metal is it's like a soundtrack to my life, It's one of the music that's pretty much only been there, that's consistent. It's who I am, man, It's just who I am as an individual.
So when you were younger and being raised up and you're listening to metal, did you ever think to yourself, one of these days I'm going to have a band? Yeah,
I did. And I knew I was going to have a band. I just didn't know I was going to have it with my sons,
Right. Yeah, how exactly did that happen?
Oh, man. It happened with just constantly my kids growing up with me. I'm a single parent, so I raised my sons since they were toddlers. And heavy metal has always been a staple in our life, man. In my shop, I make jewelry. I'm an artist. They've always heard that. It's always been metal. It's always been Slayer. It's always been Deicide, Cannibal Corpse. It's always been Morbid Angel, Hypocrisy. And they grew up with it. And they weren't into music, playing music or really into the metal part of it until they were about 17, 18 years old. And when they did, that happened near the time the COVID hit. So as a parent, I really wanted to find a place where we could connect in the evenings and not be worried about what was going on in the news, would not be worried about what was going on with all of the number of deaths happening on the Navajo Nation. And we utilized that time to build our craft. And that's where I learned how to play the drums. I've been playing drums since 2020 when the pandemic hit. Yeah, dude. I learned how to play drums just so that I could get my sons to this next level of playing, And so far, for 1 year of us being in the formation of a band, we've been kicking butt, man.
Wait, you guys have only been together 1 year?
1 year, man.
So you've been
1 year.
jamming out since 2020, but you, as a band,
as a band, as actually getting songs and performing it from beginning to end, and then going to a next song and performing like that. We've only been together for one. We'll be coming up to 1 year. This Friday will be 1 year.
Dude, congratulations.
Yeah, thank you, man. Cool. And you know what's cool is that the person that got us our first gig is actually doing the same show again in Santa Fe this Friday. So this Friday we're heading out there to go perform again for our 1 year anniversary.
Who's that?
That's Katrina Benali with Coolness Promotions.
Coolness Promotions. All right.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. All right. So earlier you talked about this person that was bringing up American Indian movement and stuff like that. I do got a question about older bands, not political stuff, but just older bands. But they kind of tinged on political stuff. So there was a band called Mini Hogans. You ever heard of them?
I've never heard of them, man.
Because this just, when you were talking earlier, it made me think about them. So you were talking about, as Navajo guys representing your people, your band's named Narbona, cultural identity, right? And how a lot, in your view, a lot of bands aren't really, showcasing their cultural indigenousness in music, so to speak. Hopefully, I'm not paraphrasing and fucking it up, but it made me think about this older band. My mom used to work at Candy Inn here in Farmington. And when I was a teenager, I would go over there and hang out in the when she was doing her show, and there was walls of tapes, just a bunch of tapes, and I would be like, "Oh my God, I'm in heaven!"
For real.
Yeah. So I would take a tape and I would play it, because they would have little stations there where you can plug in your headphones and jam out, and so I would just hang out, and I remember like, Can I take this home? Because there was a tape that I fucking dug. I was like, this shit is fucking cool. And it was called Mini Hogans, right? There was two tapes I remember specifically taking back, Mr. Indian in Time and Mini Hogans. And they were very exit-ish. You know what I mean? With that whole, that 70s funky guitar, that... And I remember Mini Hogans, they had, I don't remember what the song name is called, but I was listening to it again just recently, a few weeks back, because I actually met the guy that's on the cover of the album, and I met him recently, and I was like, dude, you look really familiar. And we were talking.
I know you.
and he's an old guy now, right? And so we were talking, and he was like, yeah, I was in a band called Mini Hogans. I was like, "Oh shit, dude!" Dude, that felt like meeting, and it felt like meeting like Elvis or some shit. And
never.
Yeah, and I'm a dumbass. I never get autographs. I never get selfies, And then later on, I tell people stories about who I met, and they're like, you didn't meet John Cena, dude. I met John Cena.
Wow.
And,
yeah, I hear you, man.
And so like, they have a song, and I encourage you to go jam on this. So just look up Mini Hogan. It's kind of hard to find the song, the music, but they have a song. I don't know what the fuck it's called, but the guy is yelling out in the song, "I'm a Navajo rock and roll star. I'm a Navajo rock and roll star," and it was fucking bad as fuck. And this is like in 81 or some shit, right? And it just impressed the fuck out of me, because like going back listening to it again, it has a different meaning when you're a little bit older, a little bit more understanding, compared to when you're a teenager and everything's just kind of going by, right? And I was listening to it a few weeks back, and I was like, this is fucking phenomenal, because back in that time frame, as Navajo people, especially as men, Navajo men, still trying to find back our confidence level, trying to find, like the thing that had been taken from us, that manhood aspect that America kind of ripped from us, right? Because there was a continual hunt for Navajo men to kill them. Yeah. And for this guy to have the balls back in the 80s to put that in a song when he's probably still living in a Hogan somewhere, right? Not even really a star. I don't fucking know. That's fucking awesome. Do you guys
Yeah.
ever think about, like, I'm pretty sure you do, but do you guys ever think about your cultural aspect or the longevity of your music, like 20, 30, 40 years from now? People going back and press and play?
Yeah, we do. That's why we practice so much. That's why we try to obtain this level of professionalism every time we play,
Right.
because you'd be surprised, man. The amount of people that come out to come see us, the amount of people that are dedicated fans from the beginning that come out to see us, and they're out there, telling people about who we are. So we're always. It's one thing that I try to emphasize with my kids is always remember that art is going to be living on. So always remember, think about what you're talking about, thinking about what you're writing, thinking about what your thoughts are into this thing, because it will live on.
Mm-hmm. What's your favorite song?
Oh man, Dark Wind.
Dark Wind. Tell me why.
Dark Wind's Rise is the first song that I wrote with my kids. It's the first song that I ever presented to my boys. And the way everybody came together to make everything glue. I mean, from the opening riff to the main riff, to the vocals, to the chorus, to the breakdown, everything came together organically.
Mm-hmm.
It was these young little musicians, my sons, coming together and hearing these songs, and they're like, "What about this, Dad? What do you think of this? What do you think of this?" And it was like, we got to try it out. If it works, it works. If it doesn't, we'll just, we'll move on. And it was one of the first songs that we actually worked together that everything just glued together instantly.
Nice. How long did it take to record it?
To record it, it took 2 days.
Well, not
days
to record it, but to develop the song. From the time you said, "Hey, son, here's the idea, concept to actual fruition."
Probably about 4 months.
That's 4 badass months, right? Jamming out, dreaming about it, thinking about it.
And then we played it live in front of people last year, August 18th or 19th. So
First time?
Yeah, first time playing it. So
yeah, how'd that feel?
What's amazing is just watching people's reaction and seeing people just go crazy.
Yeah.
That's one thing we love, man. People just go crazy. They start headbanging. They jump around. It's pretty intense, man. If you've seen one of our shows, man, you'll notice what's up, man. They get pretty intense, and that's our confirmation.
Yeah.
When we see those people going hostile, they're going crazy, they're throwing their head. When their head banging is exactly in sync with the drumming and the bass and the guitars, that's when you fucking know, dude. You know what I'm saying? That's when you know you're in there with those guys. And the amount of energy that we push out there, those guys just grab it up and they just expel it back to us. And it's a constant give and take. And yeah, man. I don't think my kids would be into this band if they didn't see this type of reaction this quick. I mean, it's amazing, man. Like, seriously, it's like freaking amazing. When we started, we had like 3 groups.
You're cutting out a little bit. You're getting pixelated there. Can you hear me?
Okay. Oh, my bad. Yeah, can I hear you? Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just, it's awesome, man. It's awesome to see the response we get.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool.
You're saying that your kids, you're thinking that your kids probably wouldn't be as into it if it didn't like just catch on like wildfire right now. You think they would have been like, nah, we'll jam out sometimes, but yeah. Yeah,
because my kids are very they're not very open. You know what I'm saying? They're very they grew up on the Rez. They grew up away from
withdrawn.
our neighbors. Withdrawn a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, they're not very. They don't like going to the cities. They don't like hanging in big crowds. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I don't think that if they didn't get the response that we've had recently, they would have been too into it.
Are they talking more? That's a good thing to bring up because Navajo people, for some fucking reason, really withdrawn, right? Like I talk to people. You can tell I'm a fucking yakety yak motherfucker. I'll sit there and talk with the stranger. I don't give a shit. And I can tell you're the same way too. If you and I just met somewhere, we didn't even know nothing about music or nothing, I guarantee you we could be talking about something and just be like, all right, cool, all right, later, bro. And then
dude, absolutely.
Do you know that guy?
Like, hey,
I don't know that dude.
We would, dude. We would. That's how I am, man. That's how I am.
So,
but now they are. Now they're getting out there, and now they're being able. Plus, I run a business, so now I have them behind my booth selling jewelry. Before it was just dad. Yeah. So they're out. I'm pushing them out there.
Yeah.
You got to get out there, man. You got to learn to start talking to these people. You got to learn to network, and you got to learn to start pushing the band in a certain level.
Yeah.
And it only comes from us. Nobody else is going to do it for us. We got to do it.
So, backtracking right there on what you said, you have a business. That's your silversmithing business that you're talking about, right?
Mm-hmm.
What do you have a company name?
Just Stewart Billie. Cast.
Okay.
Yeah, I just took a ribbon, a first place ribbon at the Gallup ceremonial for one of my pieces.
Nice.
So,
Pretty badass.
so I'm an award winner. So I have quite a few ribbons. Yeah, I have quite a few ribbons.
Fuck yeah. I know it's all those wins, right? They stack up. They make you feel good.
Yeah.
And some people
absolutely.
can discount that, but I always try to take as many little ribbons or whatever I can. I mean, I don't get any, but mine are just pats on the back, like, that's pretty good. And I'll take that because it does. That's how you build confidence, right? Growing up in Gallup, absolutely. Do you think growing up in Gallup has helped you become more open?
Open.
Talking to people. Or what do you think helped? Is it becoming a sales guy? Because you have to sell your stuff.
Yeah, they got it. It was sales, man. It was sales. Yeah. I was 18 years old. I was about to join the Marines.
Oh shit!
And I had a friend of mine who was a jeweler.
Yeah.
And he just said, "What are you doing, man? What are you doing? You could do so much with your life, and your only direction is the Marines." He's all, "I could show you a whole new way. I can introduce you to the right people who will show you this business in and out of it and make you the best." And that day, I met a gentleman, and he says, "Are you down? Are you ready to go? Are you ready to go on the road?" I said, "Yeah." And it was a Friday. That coming Monday, they had a ticket, and we flew out to Springfield, Massachusetts.
What the fuck?
And I flew out to Springfield, Massachusetts, and they had a booth with the Big E Festival on the East Coast, and we ended up staying about 3 months.
Wait, what festival?
Jewelry. The Big E. It's like a big fair. It's a huge fair out in Massachusetts.
I thought you said Big E Festival.
No, Big E. Yeah, but that's how it started. After that, I was 10 years on the road.
Wait. So at this point, you already were doing silversmithing? No, I
wasn't doing this. I didn't do silversmith. I just walked out. As when I first started with, like, I was talking about the business, I was like 17, 18 years old.
Right.
And then I went on the road for about 10 years. I was on the road selling jewelry. So I spent most of my...
selling jewelry. Not making jewelry. Okay.
Yeah.
So that makes sense. So when you went out to Massachusetts, what was that like? Was that your first time on a plane?
Yeah. First time on the East Coast. First time in a plane. It was scary. Because it was scary because it was a year after 9/11, exact date.
Oh, no shit.
Yeah, and I was going on the plane, and the guy that I was working with was a Palestinian. So everywhere terminal we went, he got searched. You know what I'm saying? So I was like,
I know what you're saying. I look very Palestinian.
Yeah. They were like, "Okay, what's your last name?" And he gave him his last name, and it was an Arabic name. And they're like, "Okay, come with me," And I was like, I was a Navajo kid from the res, and didn't know what was going on. I was just like, "Holy crap! This is 9/11, the year afterwards, and here we are." And
yeah, they're probably like, "We got this Chinese guy with this Middle Eastern guy."
Yeah, right. The Mongolian.
Yeah, Mongolian dude. Who the fuck? What's going on here?
Yeah, right.
Dude, talking about the Mongolians. Have you heard of the band Who?
Dude, they're badass. They're fucking badass, right? Bro. I love them. Man, you talk about just sitting there, just vibing, bro.
It's that dude.
I love it.
First time I heard that, and I saw the video, and I don't remember what the fuck video is, where they roll out on the bikes into the planes.
Yeah.
I was like, holy fuck, that looks like a bunch of fucking John asses on fucking bikes.
That's what I say.
Oh, it looks like a bunch of fucking natives. All we're missing is fucking big ass buckles, big ass fucking turquoise.
Yeah, for real.
That shit look legit.
Big old blinging.
Fuck yeah,
dude.
And I've been waiting, dude. Music videos are so important. Over the years, I've been like always pushing people, make a fucking video. I don't give a shit if you, like, nowadays you got so much technology right in your pocket.
Oh yeah.
Just fucking pull
Absolutely.
that fucker out, start recording some shit, dude. I'm telling you, you gotta Narbona has to make a fucking video like this. Maybe you can approach the Narbonas or some shit. I don't fucking know. They got a bunch of bikes.
Have it come all out. Huh?
Yeah,
we'll
yeah.
Do it over Narbona Pass. Yeah, absolutely, dude.
I know. I mean, I don't know if I want to do it as a gang thing or whatever. But like,
Yeah.
you know. But I mean, it would be fucking badass just to get a bunch of native bikers, you know. And I'm a real picky fucker. If I was casting a movie, dude. And I'm a real fucker to be saying this because of the way I look, but I would be like, all right, nope, you don't look native enough. Go on that line.
Yeah, right? Be like,
I'm a real fucker.
You don't look Navajo enough.
You don't look
enough. Let's not do it.
Dude, in the movie Dark Wind, I fucking love that show, that series that's out, but it bugs the shit out of me. I don't even speak fluent Navajo, but like simple things, like they start, like when somebody says yare instead of like yat a, right? And it's like, dude, white pawn shop guys say it better than you.
Yeah.
But I love that movie.
Yeah, man. Yeah. I get it.
So you got to make a music video like who, bro? You got to. I want to see it.
Yeah, man. We're waiting, man. We can't wait to do a video. It's gonna be awesome, man. You know.
Do you guys got something lined up?
We're thinking about working on an album towards the end of the year, and 2024 should be the time to be actually doing videos. You know, you're absolutely right. The videos are very important, man.
Right.
You know, it's very important. It explains who you are, gives an idea what the song's about, but also goes out to the masses. You know. So it's something that we need to look towards too.
I would recommend, you don't need to take my 2 cents, but I would recommend, because music has changed, you don't even need to make an album anymore. Just make your song, connect the video to it, push that out. Quality video, as much as possible, push it out. Quality song, quality video, push it out. And I would do that. And when you guys are filming filming your video, dude, if you need a drone, I got a drone sitting here. It's got a high def camera on it. I mean, everything does nowadays, but I made sure to get one because I do a lot of camping, and I was trying to do this like camping stuff where my Jeep's like hauling us down and going through the mud and stuff. But I keep breaking my drone, so now I'm like, I'm only gonna fly this in where there's no trees.
Yeah, for real, dude.
But that would be badass because you guys could be standing like somewhere cool, and then the drone doing that circle view around you guys. I mean, dude.
Yeah, you got to come out to where we live, dude. We live next to a huge canyons. We live by like a 1 mile by 5 mile land area.
Nice.
Yeah, it's pretty huge. It goes into the mountains and stuff. So.
Are you familiar with Behemoth? You probably are, right?
Yeah, absolutely, dude.
So in Behemoth. Again, don't know the fucking song name, but there's a music video that caught my attention one time where the dude is like hovering off like a cliff face, and he has like that Jesus Christ pose, and he has like fire in his mouth and his eyes or some shit. And do you know what I'm talking about? You've probably seen the video.
I think so. Yeah, it's probably at the left hand of God.
Probably.
Maybe.
And
where he's out in the canyons and there's like he's singing on top of that one's Left Hand of God. That's a badass video.
That kind of shit. Would you guys be interested in doing that kind of stuff? I mean, I know it's kind of the end type shit, but I mean, you down with that?
Dude, we're down for fucking whatever, man. We're down for whatever.
Yeah.
If it's all horror based, we're down for it, dude. If they want to do it all traditional style, we're gonna do it, dude. You know what I'm saying? It depends. It depends on the song. We're down, man. You know, we're down, bro. So we're down, dude.
This is fucking cool. All right, so what other information do you got for me? What do I need to know? What am I missing here? Because I know I keep getting lost in the bushes and walking around like a Lonnie.
Gotta walk you back like Che, huh? Be like,
hey, get over
man.
Here.
Yeah. Let's discuss what we need to discuss. No worries, man. You're doing good, bro. Like I didn't come in here with written notes. I didn't come in here with history or anything. I'm just talking to you, you know, vibing with you. So, you know, whatever, man. Whatever you decide, brother.
Dude, I'm just fucking having a conversation.
Yeah. You know, like I said, I'm just sitting here listening to you. I'm vibing with you. I had a great weekend. We rocked out at the ceremony. We made a lot of money. We're doing good. We have a show this Friday. So this Monday, I'm just chilling. So whatever,
Fuck yeah.
brother.
So when you sell merch, do you make any? But you don't make any money on ticket sales. I'm assuming, right?
We do once in a while. Once in a while, when I do work with some promoters will be like, "Hey, man, we have no way to pay you right now, but here are 20 tickets, and if you can go sell it, this is all yours."
Oh, I see. Yeah.
And we usually, and then usually we usually sell out, but most of the time, it's usually merch.
Yeah. Well, shit. Send me a ticket one of these days. I'll buy one. I'm probably not going to go to the concert because I'm fucking antisocial. But
it's all right, man. It's all right.
I would love the support, and autograph it for me. You and the band, ship it to me. I'll send you Cash App you some money or something. Yeah.
Yeah. No worries, man. No worries, dude. You're good with me, bro. I'll send you one for free. No worries, man.
No. I know firsthand how fucking hard it is it's ups and downs. In music. Sometimes you're just floating on cloud nine, and sometimes you're just like, fuck this. I don't even know why I do this shit, right? And you got to pray. I mean, I know for me, I've spent a lot of time praying and cussing out the holy people, because just like, what the fuck,
Just trying to make it.
Trying to make it. Trying to keep your head above water, trying not to go insane. You go to your dish box, and you're like, come on, give me some, And so I know. So no, you're not going to send me anything for free. I love that. I'll buy it from you.
That's cool.
But because I get it. I get the grind.
Yeah, that's cool, man. Yeah, that's cool, man. I respect that.
Yeah. So tell me about the upcoming music.
The shows or music?
No, music album. You were talking about an album, and then I started walking like a glani off to the outhouse and stuff. So
yeah.
Because that's where I keep my shoddy bottles.
Well, right now we have 6 songs down. We're working on 4 more to finish up the 10-track list for an album. A lot of it is music that's been written by my son Unity. I wrote the first 4 songs that we started with, and he's been taking off with the rest of them. So at this moment, he's actually sitting in his room writing music. So we're working really hard, man. We're trying to get something out there for our fans, because a lot of people have been asking us, man. We want more music. We want the materials. We want the CD. We want a place we can go and download it.
Yeah.
So we're trying to work on that as much as we can.
Mm-hmm. What possible album names are you thinking of?
Oh man. To be honest, man, I have not even. I would probably just name it Narbona, dude.
Mm-hmm.
For real. There's a lot of cool names, but I'd have to sit down with the guys and actually, talk with them and say, okay, which one do you guys decide on?
Right.
So it's up to them. It's pretty much up to them and what they're going to decide on.
Are you guys going to pick a name from one of the songs, possibly? If you pick a name other than Narbona.
We might. Can you hear me?
Yeah, you froze up there for a second.
Oh, sorry about that, brother. Go ahead.
No, you're fine. What were you saying? So, if you don't self-title the album, do you think that you'll possibly just pick one of the names from the songs?
Yeah, probably. Most likely. It'll have to be related.
Right.
I wouldn't want it to name him some epic name and opus, and then I have totally opposite lyrics and tracks of whatever.
Yeah.
No, it have to be a part of it.
Yep, and then young Tito is going to be out there pressing plays and be like, "Shit, man, that name isn't even on this album. These fucking Narbona guys."
Yeah, man. We don't want to give them false advertisement.
Yeah,
man. We'll make it relatable. So,
right.
Yeah.
What about the album cover? Have you thought about throw some drawings together, some ideas for album artwork?
I have some drawings from people that I've gotten over the years. I have 2 drawings from people that I started prison times with that gave me some artistry that I'm thinking about putting it on. Like I said, it really hasn't been my focus yet, but you throwing all these out there, I'm like, damn, okay, I need to get on it. Well, I'm like, oh wow, man, yeah, I need to get on that shit.
Well, I think it's important because, like, from a marketing from a promotional aspect, right? The like going into so I'll tell you how I look for music, right? You probably do it the same exact way. You go like I go to YouTube or I go to wherever I'm getting my music from, and I'm trying to see an image, right? If that image sucks, I'm probably not going to click on the song. Like if I don't know who it is, right? If that like death metal, I like. Oh, there's a lot of death metal, black metal, all this kind of shit that just looks like paint splatters, the logos, and that's what caught my eye with you guys. The name and the fact that you can read it and it's still metal, you know?
Yeah.
And so when I go somewhere, like for example, Metallica just came out with 72 Seasons, right? And I have not raved about a Metallica album in years because they've been good.
Well, why? Yeah.
But this latest album, bro, I clicked on it because I'm an old school metalhead, and I clicked on it. Oh, they came out with something new. I'll jam on it. Their last album wasn't too bad. Click play. Dude, I've been fucking jamming on that shit incessantly. I'm in the backyard. I'm doing some work. I'm and I'm just jamming out. And that album cover caught my attention. And I was like, what is this? So I would highly think that you should try to come up with an album concept artwork, even if you're going to change it later, just something so you push it out there so you can say, hey guys, what do you think about this? And maybe it'll help you and your sons kind of wrap your brain around the concept of the album, because I'm looking forward to it. I'm gonna fucking stream. I'm gonna jam.
Yeah, it's gonna be badass, dude.
Yeah.
I can say that confidently, especially to our fans out there. It's gonna be a badass album.
Well, awesome, bro. I appreciate you taking the time here. I do want to ask you one last thing, and you don't have to talk about it, but you mentioned your prison time a couple times. Do you mind if I ask you what you went in for? I know that's pretty taboo street stuff. Normally don't ask people, but
only the people that got something to hide.
Right, but I think this is very important because over the years. When I've spoken to people, a lot of times off camera, I'm talking to them. They got this story, and I'm like, dude, that's the story right there. That's how, because everybody wants to be the Indian, right? I want to motivate the people. It's about the kids. Yeah. But they're full of shit.
We hear that a lot. Yeah.
A lot.
Yeah, for real, dude.
Yeah. But I think that the real thing people resonate with is real human beings, the real experience of struggle, tears, heartache, happiness, love. The whole labyrinth of feelings. So if you don't mind, take me down this road and let me know who you are and how you ended up there and how you came out of it. No pressure.
My initial charge was aggravated DUI, and then I got in I socked a cop. I socked a cop, and they were trying to give me 5 years. And they got me down to probation when it came to my DUI. But I finally came to the conclusion that, if I'm here, I'm going to prison, I'm just going to go plead to it. So I did. And when I plead to it, what they did is they dropped it down to resisting arrest. And they gave me a year flat. So they gave me a year in prison flat. And I did my time. Did my time, met the brothers. I think this is where I got a lot of my native pride from. Where I got the history of our people, where I heard the stories from the old ones, especially the ones that are still on the yard. I learned the stories, especially about the way we got our ceremonies back on the prison yards. I learned the sacrifice that we had to do, and I had to follow. So I had to learn to follow. I spent my life being a rebel and being a jerk and havoc to society, and all of a sudden I'm in prison with people that had been convicted of murder. So you learn a lot about respect very quick, and you learn about what's important, and you learn about being very direct about what you say and your intentions and living a certain way, and my time in prison, man, I utilized it to the best I could because I didn't want to return, and I sure as hell didn't want my kids to return. And ever since I've gotten out of prison, it's all about working on myself and being a stronger individual, and not just on the outside, but a strong individual on the inside, and learning how to love myself as a human being, love what I do, love my mistakes, and learn from my mistakes, and not treat it as a big old catastrophe. Other than it's just it happened. Now I need to move on, and how do I react to it? And that's what I've learned from prison.
And you take that and you have embedded that into your daily life and your music. I'm assuming, like
absolutely, yeah. Everything everything that happened in prison, man. It like really. I don't want to say it in a negative way. It woke me up.
Right.
It woke me up, especially being in Arizona where it's racially motivated. It ain't no joke in AZ, man. You know what I'm saying? It's racial, dude. It's racial as hell, dude. And us Native Americans, man, we're not going to be victimized in the yard. We've earned our keep, and we've done things. You know what I'm saying? To earn the respect of all of the other races there. And when I got out of there, it woke me up, man. It's just like, I know what I need to do. I know I need to come back for my kids. I need to be a better father. I need to stop being an alcoholic on the streets. I need to put down the pipe, man. I need to stop smoking meth. I need to stop all of this crap that's going on, because it's destroying myself, and it's destroying the people around me. It's creating like a cavity, And the second I changed, the second I knew I had a problem, the second I knew that wasn't in control, I began to find out and look for resources in mental health, finding therapists, finding people that would help me better myself. And I got clean. And I smoke cannabis. But as far as like hard drugs and alcohol and all that crazy stuff, I try to stay away from all that.
So when you were getting off meth, was that the hardest one you were doing? No.
Yeah, drug wise, man, meth was pretty rough. It to be honest, the addiction, meth is, it's very hard. It was very hard for me. It really was. It was very hard. My family didn't even know I was a drug addict for years, until I started, letting them know that I was, I was heavily, had a heavy addiction, Mm-hmm. They wonder why I disappeared for like 2 or 3 months and be gone. I'm living on the streets, come back, and you're just looking like a straight up Glani, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
I lived my life like that for a long time, man.
You were probably really skinny at the time too, right?
Yeah, man. Very skinny, malnourished, all these scars that you see on my face and my hands and stab wounds and on my body and everything, man, it comes from that stuff,
Mm-hmm. Man, well, I'm glad you made it out of there, because there's a lot of people who just are stuck in that bullshit, sucking on that glass dick, and that death angel just won't let them go. And it's a sad thing, because I'm pretty sure, the same as you, we've both lost people that we've known, or we're currently watching people that we know just go down that black hole. And so I'm glad that you've made it out the other side of that, because it's a very rare thing to see that, and to see that you came through that darkness and you popped out the other side, and you're like, let's go, let's get it.
Yeah,
I love it.
Yeah, man. Yeah, dude. For real. It's a lot to live for, dude.
Yeah.
Awesome. We got a lot of places. Yeah, a lot of places to jam and rock and roll, man. For real,
dude. Yeah. Well, what's your favorite location that you want to go, that you want Narbona to go to play it?
Wow, man. To be honest, I'm gonna keep it real. Yeah. Fair. Open up for somebody at the Navajo Nation Fair. Yeah, no, Shiprock, Navajo Nation Fair, anywhere, man, that has to do with our people. We want to be there, dude. We want to open up, and people will be like, who's the headliner? Narbona. Or who's opening up for Megadeth? Narbona. Right. You know what I'm saying? It's that type of It's that type of You know what I'm saying? It's stuff like that we look. We're realistic, dude. Uh-huh. We're very realistic, and we're trying to look at the things that are obtainable right now. Yeah. Yep. So.
Well, awesome, dude. I appreciate you taking the time to sit here and bullshit with me while I do my my verbal glonnying all over the woods, and
Well, I'm glad we got a chance to. We got to work it, man.
Yeah. Well, let's cross our fingers, knock on some wood, that hopefully somebody didn't gush you the podcast, and they're like, I don't want that guy.
Holy shit! Who's sending bad vibes?
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
Dude, because that's right, man. I'm always like, fuck. somebody fucking gushing me? The fuck's going on here?
Yeah, I get it, man. I get it, brother.
So hopefully this fucking works. What's the website that people can go and check you out at?
Social media wise, you can check us out on Facebook and Instagram. You can check out our website. It's narbonaband.com, but it's hasn't been updated recently. But we'll get on that as soon as possible.
Okay,
that's about it right now.
Awesome. And so let me just throw this out there. I've been playing with this idea because I over the years I've been attempting this over and over. Try it, fail. But I've always, when I go look for music, I'm always, dude, I get so lost in the rabbit hole because there's so many people, so many places. It's hard to find music. All the native radio stations or shows or whatever are mostly focused towards powwow, traditional music, and it's really hard to find anything that's obscure or you know, death metalish or really hardcore punkish or something, you know. And it seems like unless you're part of a clique of somebody who's like the cool kids or some shit, you're not really getting visibility. And I've encountered that a lot over the years. And so recently I was thinking about, so if you go to gooderkind.com and you click the stream button, it takes you to a store that I built for my music, Gooderkind. And I have all kind of stuff on there. Country music, stuff that I've made, just punk rock, all kind of shit. I have an animated music video, song called America's a New Reservation. And that's like a punk rock kind of style. But I was thinking recently about just relaunching that as just like a radio station or like an outlet for people to put their music, so that there's one place where somebody can go and say, hey, I want to go listen to Narbona or whoever, right? And then they can go there, click on it, stream it, listen to it, and stuff like that. If you ever want to place your music there, just let me know. I'm not paying royalties or anything because I'm not set up like that. This is just more of kind of an expensive hobby that I have.
No, it's awesome, man. I think that's fucking badass. I wish I thought of something like that. That's pretty badass, dude. That's pretty cool.
Awesome. Well, just think about it. Talk to the guys about it. I wish you guys a lot of luck. The next time your show comes out, shoot me a link. I'll purchase a ticket if you send me a link, and then try to show my support that way. But until next time, brother, I appreciate it very much. And I think this is going to go onto the Gooderkind podcast, because with Native Entertainment, I really haven't done anything like that with a while, and I'm trying to just step away from that and just do something fresh and new with my stuff here.
Whatever you decide, bro. Whatever you decide. Like I said, man, I'm not worried. All right?
Cool.
I trust you, brother.
Yeah.
Thank you, man.
All right, man.
Thank you so much, man.
Later. I'll go on there. Later.
Yeah.